Psalm 53 is meant to confront all of us. All of us forget God. All of us have moments where we ignore His existence. Well, as we look at Psalm 53, I want to warn you, I'm about to hurt your feelings. It's a humbling psalm, to say the least. I'm going to title this psalm, The Ultimate Pandemic. Psalm 53 is almost identical to Psalm 14, and that's important because that's not an editorial error. Like, the editor made a mistake and repeated a psalm. That's divine intention. What Psalm 14 and Psalm 53 talks about is so important that God says, I'm going to give a little bit of time in between these two psalms, and then I'm going to repeat it again because these people need to hear this. What Psalm 53 discusses is the fool. Now, here's what's so important to understand about Psalm 14 and Psalm 53. When God discusses the fool, He is not pointing out a certain class of people who are just losers. They don't get it. A certain class of people that are different from you and me, a wise people that we are. This psalm is about everyone. Because the Bible is very clear. You get this in Proverbs and Romans 3, that sin does something to all of us. It reduces all of us to fools. If you don't believe that, all you have to do is have a child. A 3-year-old child will argue about food as if they were a dietitian. They have no idea what to eat. They'd eat nails. It's just utter foolishness. Or they'll argue about when to go to sleep as if they'd done a sleep study. And so Psalm 53 is meant to confront all of us. All of us forget God. All of us have moments where we ignore His existence. All of us live like there's no such thing as God. All of us willingly step over God's boundaries. All of us fail to seek the Lord as we should. All of us eat one another up. What does that mean? With anger and conflict and envy. All of us fail to call upon the God, giving way to self-sufficiency and self-righteousness and the denial of need. You see, this psalm is not about an intellectual, philosophical atheism. It's about the practical atheism of street-level God forgetfulness. Let me say that again. It's about the practical atheism of God forgetfulness. The fool says in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt, doing abominable iniquity. There is none who does good. God looks down from heaven on the children of man to see if there are any who understand, any who seek after God. They have all fallen away. Together have become corrupt. There is none who does good, not even one. Hard words to hear. Does an acknowledgement of foolishness live in your life? Does acknowledgement of God shape your identity, your choices, your words, your action? Does it shape the way you approach your marriage, your parenting, friendship, work, university, money, sex, whatever? Or is there evidence of God forgetfulness in you that causes you to say things you shouldn't say, to do things you shouldn't do, to want things you shouldn't want. There is hope for us. 2 Corinthians 5:15 says that Jesus came so that those who live would no longer live for themselves. Jesus came to rescue fools from themselves. And that's a very good thing, because foolishness embraces us all.